All right, hello. So this is a look inside of the Renewal Journal. As promised, I wanted to show you what it looks like and how I use it. Now, I am using my my iPad and Apple Pencil inside of GoodNotes, which I believe is a paid app. But you can also use it in just the regular text editor if you want to write on it, or you can print it out and write on it. Or type on it as well in like your text editor with the text box. So this is going to be your starting page. And then we have like a page where you can put your name. So I'll write my name. And you can add your phone number, your email. So if it gets lost, maybe someone will find it for you and send it back and spell my name correctly. But otherwise, that's just an introductory page. Some copyright information. And then here's the index. So inside is going to be the yearly overview. There's some journaling prompts, a healthy habits tracking form, area to write notes, a relationship check-in, a self check-in, commitments, setting goals, self-care planning, and journaling pages, and then an information page at the end. So starts with the 12-month overview. And I set it up this way because it starts with you thinking big. So in notes, you can write, where do you want to be at the end of 12 months? So we're in January, not January, we're in June. So if you want, you can start in whatever month it is currently when you start using the planner and forecast 12 months. From then, you do not have to start or wait till January of next year. So we're in June. I would start writing my goals there. And then what do I want to do in July, August, September, November, all the way through, right? So maybe my goal is to open my business. So, and you can write like 1 or 2 goals in each month. So if I know I want to open my business in June, I need to, get my LLC, which I have. And then I need to like set up my website. So those will be the 2 things that I focus on in June. And maybe I have a personal goal to buy a house, which is a goal. So I'll add in 1 or 2 little things that relate to that. So maybe, it's July, pull my credit, increase income by, let's say, $2,000, extra $2,000. And then for my business, let's say I want to get to 1,000 subscribers on my email list, and so on and so forth. Now, your goals might be related to something completely different. You might have goals that are maybe to meditate daily. Or you might have a goal to exercise, to get in better shape. So let's say June, you say that you're going to do 5 minutes meditation. So you want to meditate for 5 minutes each day. You want to learn about healthy eating. That's a great place to start. If you want to get in better shape, start learning about nutrition, diet, and things like that. So you know what foods are healthy for you to eat, and then you can decide what type of lifestyle changes or diet, whatever you want to call it, that you need to make to be your best self. So that's how you'll use this page. Then we go into journaling prompts, and it asks you to look at how things are in your life. Are there anything that you need to change, and where do you want to be? And if you want, you can start with the journaling prompts first, because when you know where you want to be, then you can be like, okay, that's my goal. Then you can go back to this page and write, okay, in 12 months, I want to be whatever that is, and then start creating a plan here. Future vision for 6 months. And are you doing the things right now to get you to that future vision? So that kind of helps you come back on track. Now, this healthy habits is perfect because what you write on this page will help you determine what healthy habits to create and what actions to stop. So if you know you're watching too much Netflix, you want to write, Stop watching Netflix all day. Maybe 2 hours TV time. Journal. Let's say less sweets. Daily smoothie. So you can kind of just list out things that you need to stop doing and actions to start. So maybe it's stop yelling so much, stop yelling when angry. And these can be, like I said, anything that you desire them to be. So next, then you have notes. You can write whatever you want there, type in some, and just fill that in however you desire. Relationship check-in is really amazing, and just an overall, how are you doing with your relationships, with your personal connections with others, as well as yourself? This is really important because when you know what's draining or stressing you, who's being loving and who's being supportive and who's not, that can kind of help you shift things around so that you're creating a sacred space of people around you that can help you as you go through this process of really renewing yourself and getting back to the essence of who you are. So here's a self check-in. How much time are you spending developing yourself? Mentally, that could be learning something. Physically, that could be exercising, moving your body, taking care of your home, anything that has to do with our physical life. Spiritually, of course, that's your spirit, prayer, meditation, whatever your spiritual beliefs or practices are. Emotionally, how are you caring for yourself emotionally? Do you have someone that you can talk to and connect to? Are you going to a therapist? Are you using things like this journal? Like, what are you doing to develop that area of your life? And then financially as well, what are you doing to develop or improve your financial? That could be, talking with a financial planner, going over your budget, looking at your money, how much money do you have coming in, how much going out, all of those things. And so then you can determine where you need to focus more. What do you need to learn in order to do better in those areas? And also, where do you need to be supported when it comes to these areas? So like for me, one of my big things is emotionally making sure that I am connecting with people who make me happy and who can support me on an emotional level. Having a beautiful circle, which is one of the reasons why I like creating communities like my Healing Single Mothers community, so that we can connect and be supported by people who get us, who see us, and who are able to appreciate us. So commitments. Now, this is where you're able to commit to yourself so that, there we go, so I can see better. What changes are you going to commit to making? So I like to cap it at 3 so that it's not too overwhelming for anyone, so that you're not putting too much on yourself. So 3 things is a very good amount. You can do 1, 2, or 3, but I would limit it at 3. Then you can list out your goals. What 2 goals are you really going to focus on? And I think, and also you can do a 3rd goal there in the note to self, or just write out a note to self to kind of inspire you. Something that I would do is like write affirmations, or like, how would I feel when I achieve these 2 goals? I would write it down there. That way, when you go back and look at it, you can always get that motivation and remind yourself why you are doing what you're doing. Now, here is your goal planning page. This is where you're going to list out the steps or the milestones that you need to take to achieve your goals. There are 3 of these pages. So if you create 2 to 3 goals, there's a page for each. You can list out any notes, monitor your progress, and you can do that for each of your goals. And then again, you can list any notes here. And then we get into your self-care planner, which is, I think, one of my favorite parts, because self-care is super important. So back on the previous page where you were doing that check-in with your mind, body, soul, and finances, this is where you get to plan out how you're going to care for those areas of your life. So you can set an overall self-care goal. What does that look like for you? What do you want that to be? And you can also create two of your own in the blank spaces there at the bottom too. So that's really helpful. Then you can do a weekly self-care plan. So you can list 1 to 2 things that you're going to do for yourself each day for self-care. So one of the things that I like to do for self-care is journal. I love journals, which is why I made this one. I also will do some tapping, EFT tapping, and coloring is one of my like self-care fun activities, as well as taking walks. So if I want to add something else in, then you can just list it out. You can also list a variety of things and then go back to this page and just pick something that will make you feel good. That's very self-caring. It could be as something as extravagant as taking yourself on a trip. It could be something as small as allowing yourself, to order dinner or treating yourself to a special treat or something nice for you. And here allows you to go a little bit deeper into your weekly self-care. It's kind of like a planner, so you can list out any goals, create a checklist, write notes for yourself. And there are several of these pages, so you can use that. I think there's 4, so it should carry you through a month. And then we get to the journaling pages. So here it's just several pages for you to go back, to reflect, to write notes to yourself, to check in on your progress. So there are a bunch of those pages. I'm just gonna swipe through them really quickly. And then we get to the end, this beautiful thank you page. And then you can schedule a free consultation with me to learn how I can support you with the healing services and things that I offer. That's totally not a requirement, but if you are curious about what spiritual love healing is and how the spiritual love sanctuary can support you along your journey to healing and wholeness, then I would definitely recommend you book that session with me. You can also contact me by email or visit my website for more details. So that is a look inside of the Renewal Journal and how you can use it to really help renew yourself. And really why I created this was so to help you get yourself to a place of peace. Oftentimes after experiencing something traumatic, most of our focus goes either to the past where we're reflecting on what happened, or to the future where we're thinking about why we can't do the things that we want to do. And I really want to be able to help you shift that. So I created this so that your focus point becomes yourself and what you can do for yourself and how you can recreate or renew yourself, especially as we are entering the midpoint of this year. And so that you have something to help you really move forward in a beautiful way, to focus on your goals, to focus on loving yourself, to focus on healing, growing, and developing so that you can be the best you that you can possibly be and live what I like to call a lavish or an abundantly ever after life, because the things that happened to us in the past do not have to keep us from becoming who we've always dreamed of being, doing the things that we truly desire to do. And so, yeah, I hope you enjoy using your journal, and I'd love to see you inside the Spiritual Love Circle, which is a Facebook group that I created and am preparing to really just add lots of support in there. So visit facebook.com/groups/spiritual love circle, and you can join me there as well. Peace.